hello. Welcome home, soul listeners, to Life Enhancement Radio. Life Enhancement Radio is about inspiring ourselves, you and me, to help us become the great people that we are. Thereby, it's enhancing our lives. So welcome home. I know it's been a long, hard day. Either with work, with the kids, with everything that you do. But welcome home. It's so good to see you. Every week on Life Enhancement Radio, it is filled with enhancing radio services and literature from Life Enhancement Radio founders, Mr. Leroy Allen and Ms. Kendall Edwards, and the initial lineup of the awesome hosts, which start on Monday. With me. It actually starts with me on Mondays, with That's My Song. And that's Monday evenings at 7 p.m. And then next up is Let's Pillow Talk on Tuesday evenings at 9 p.m. with LaTanya Smiley. And that's followed with Conversations with Deborah on Wednesday evenings at 6:30 p.m. with Deborah Franklin. And The Compassionate Kind, also on Wednesday evenings at 9 p.m. with Sherelle Austin. And then you have True to the T on Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. with Tashira Jones. And it's all rounded out with Sister Girl Sessions on Saturday afternoon with Danielle Kinsey. And all of that awesomeness is going to be joined by more awesomeness, more awesome Life Enhancement Radio hosts and programs put in place by the Life Enhancement Group founders, Leroy and Kendall. So let me just let you know our website is www.lifeenhancementradio.com. And you can also email at talktous@lifeenhancementradio.com. Again, come on in. I welcome you. I'm trying to, we should all be comfortable, so take a seat on a chair, a couch, or on the pillows on the floor. Bring in your hot cup of tea or your water or whatever you want to drink. Smell the incense and candles burning as we gather with our soul listener circle. That's who we all are. We love music, so this is the soul listener circle. We find the soul in music, which is the meaning, the depth, the impact of music on our lives. With our friends, because we are all friends, so we can talk about that's my song. You know how every time, I know that's a very popular thing for me. When a song comes on, I'm like, that's my song. Like my friends always like, that's your song, isn't it? That's my song. And it's all based on the impact and the power of the words, as well as the music that will make it, that's my song. Of course, it could be my song, it could be your song, or our song, or maybe it's nobody's song, but we're going to talk about, each song and what it means and what it doesn't mean. We're going to talk about the words and lyrics that makes a song so impactful. I mean, honestly, as we're talking, I love all types of music, like all kinds of music. That goes from hip hop to jazz, to R&B, to old school, soul music, to country, just as long as there is some sort of substance to the lyrics. I love all kinds of music. As a matter of fact, that whole concept of that's my song, I can tell you different times where I heard a song and I can tell you why and how that song impacted me, for the good or the bad. And I'm sure you can too. Like I know everybody can sit there and say, oh, that's my song. I remember this song and I remember that song and I remember when I heard it, and you can think about why is it that it impacted you like it did impact you. Music can always illustrate like a time in your life and how you felt. And I'm a firm believer that music is the eyes to one's soul. So you can listen to somebody's soul selection and that'll tell you, a little snippet about the person. It'll tell you, something about the person that they connected to that song in that way, the writing, the lyrics in that way. Like, let me give you an example. So one song I can think of in particular that I think of, that I know when I heard that song to this very day. And that's when I first heard it on the radio. It was like 1993, 1994. It was a hip hop song. And it was called Come Clean by J. Rue the Damager. And the first time I heard it, I was driving. I had to pull over on the side of the road. And if you know Baltimore, Maryland, it was Route 40 out in Ellicott City. But I had to pull over. That's how much the song impacted me. It wasn't anything wrong with my brakes or, traffic wasn't stalled or anything. Like, I had to pull over to hear the song because there's a particular part in the song that just touched me in all sorts of ways, when he's spitting those bars and so forth. Okay, so I'm listening to Come Clean by J. Rue the Damager, and this is the line that just got me, that connected me to this song, that connected me to that artist, and that connected me to saying, when I hear this song, I can guarantee you, I'm going to say, that's my song, because that's my song. But he says, I don't gang bang or shoot out bang bang. The relentless lyrics, that's the only dope I slang. I am a true master, you can check my credentials, 'cause I choose to use my infinite potential. I just, like, really? Like, do you hear the power in those words? I choose to use my infinite potential. Like, that's what he said. And at that moment, that's what, like, I'm in school at the time, and what that said to me is, with all of the decisions I was making at the time, I was choosing to use my infinite potential. And it was just such a wow when I heard it. So that's what I'm talking about when I say, that's my song. That's the impact that I believe that music has on all of us. As long as you're auditory, you can definitely hear the power. Throughout, many of our conversations and our talks with different friends that come into the Soul Listener Circle, that join our circle to talk about various songs and the topics that song illustrates, we'll hear the different impacts. We'll hear the different the power that each song has in someone's life. There's yours, or, just someone's life. Now, if you don't believe me, just how powerful music can be, y'all, even President Obama recognizes the importance of music and its effect. I mean, he gets that whole idea that music is very, very powerful. I mean, we all saw that video clip where he's, I think he was at a funeral, and he sang Al Green. And I mean, music is so powerful. Like, he has a playlist, and we the public demanded, what's on your playlist? Because he needs that music to get him through that day and that tough job, as president. As a matter of fact, I just saw this. It was a clip of, Usher had posted a clip of the song Hotline Bling by Drake, and the president is dancing to it. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, of course I didn't speak to Obama myself, but I'm sitting there thinking, of course, Hotline Bling for the president of the United States. Of course, I'm sure there's a Hotline Bling, not with, any sort of, midnight rendezvous, but it's like, the Hotline Bling is when the phone goes off and somebody's like, look, President, this country or that country needs this, or, they need that, or something like that. So I'm sure he's very, very in tune with a hotline bling when the phone just goes off. But I guarantee that for almost every situation, there's a song or a portion of that song that says exactly what you were feeling, what you felt, or how you will feel. And that's what our soul listeners, after a hard day, and we sitting down and we're smelling the good Nag Champa. I love Nag Champa incense. We're sipping our tea and we're just talking talking about music in that way, because we understand that music will remind us of a person, a place, a thing, or even like a moment in time. And it could be good or bad. It's not always good. Sometimes it's bad, but that song will remind you and it will get you through whatever the situation is. So soul listener circle, soul listener friends, since today is October, we're in October, and so that's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and that's a very important month for me because I am a breast cancer survivor. And while I enjoy seeing the NFL players wear their pink cleats and their pink sweatbands, and they have their pink towels, and there loads many breast cancer awareness walks and runs, I always celebrate those who may have transcended from breast cancer and they are now my pink angel. I have those types of women in my life. And I also celebrate the pink warriors that are still here, stomping to increase awareness and survival. So, as part of That's My Song for today, it is going to focus on Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So, I have had the pleasure, and I say this to everyone, and the honor of being a part of a nonprofit group, The Journey Continues Breast Cancer Support Group. And that's based in Baltimore, and it's a nonprofit breast cancer support group. And through their caring, which is comfort, advocacy, resources, and education, they seek to increase survival rates through awareness and meet the challenges of breast cancer disparities that are in the urban communities. 1 in 8 women, 1 in 8, are y'all hearing me? 1 in 8 women and their family and friends will face breast cancer. And I always think, breast cancer is such a woman's like that's such a, are you serious? Is life serious with this one? Because when I think of breast cancer, at least for me as a survivor, I always say, like everything that society indicated and told me was a symbol of my femininity is threatened through breast cancer. And it forced me and it forces women to gain feminine strength in other ways other than what society indicates. I mean, the most obvious ways that breast cancer can touch a woman is through her breast and through her hair. So, of course, breast cancer can affect breast in that you may lose your one breast, both breasts, or they're altered with a lumpectomy. And then you lose your hair. So, the thing is, hair, as we all know, like hair is our crown. Like your hair is your crown and you wear it proudly. And so for me, during my pink ribbon journey, like I lost my hair. I had locks for like 20 years and I lost my hair. So